I remember sitting in my car after deal fell apart and thinking, I've been faithful. I prayed. I've trusted God with this. And nothing, just silence. And the bills were still there. The pressure was there. And God felt like he's just gone. If you've been waiting on God for longer than a year and you are starting to wonder if he forgot about you, this video is for you. Because I've been in that waiting room and I want to show you what I wish someone had told me when I was in month 14 of waiting on something I had already prayed about 1,000 times. Waiting on God is not passive. There are 3 phases to it, and most people get completely stuck in one of them and never move forward. Today, I'm going to walk you through all 3, what each one looks like, why it's happening, and exactly what to do when you are in it. Phase 1, the first 90 days, hopeful but shaken. What it feels like. You prayed, you believed. The answer has not come, but you are still expecting it soon. This phase feels like anticipation with an undercurrent of doubt starting to creep in. What we get wrong most, we keep praying the same prayer, the same way, waiting for the same answer, getting frustrated, nothing is changing. Here's the shift. In phase 1, your prayer hasn't changed, and it needs to change. It needs to go from, God, fix this, to, God, what are you doing here? What are you trying to change inside of my heart? What are you trying to change inside of me? The storm is pretty tough, and we always say, why, God, instead of asking, what, God? What do you want me to bring my attention to? What do I need to change? Mine was specific: finances, getting out of debt, 0 debt, paying everything off, living a lifestyle where I'm putting money in the bank, I'm helping others, I'm helping community. Not all about me. A practical move for you in phase 1. Stop measuring the weight by your calendar. Start asking what God is building in you and what you can actually do to start working towards what God is wanting you to change. Be specific. Ask those questions. Have a raw and unfiltered conversation. It is okay. God can handle it. Because I know I've had many of those conversations and he has not got angry at me. Phase 2, the 6-month wall. You're exhausted and questioning the heck out of God. What does it feel like? The early faith energy is completely gone. You told people God was going to come through. Now you're embarrassed because he hasn't. The doubt is no longer a whisper. You're asking the harder questions. Did I hear God wrong? And you're back to asking, why, God? You're now getting into a deeper funk in this storm. Here's some danger in phase 2. This is where most people give up. They give up entirely or make a desperate move to force the things they've been waiting on. They get tired of trusting and start doing. His timing is impeccable. We're just impatient. Real for me is all about our deal falling apart at the last minute, the last hour on Bayard Park. It's painful. but it's been a 18-month journey that if you asked me at the beginning to now, I wouldn't say the exact same thing, but I'm going to say it now. This has been a journey of growth, connection, faith, learning how I can get through this and create peace for myself, create purpose, create wisdom, because it's all about helping others. As soon as I started realizing that and making it about others, it changed my mindset. Something practical here to do in phase 2, guys. Surrender the deadline. Get rid of it. I always had that conversation with God. God, if you do this now, I'll do this later. An X for a Y or if for an at. It doesn't work that way. God's not in that game of negotiating. There's no deadline. It's happened. Now we have to work through the phase. You have to walk through day by day and have connection with God and have those conversations and get better each and every day. There's something inside of you or things that you're doing that God does not want you to do anymore. And until you can actually start understanding what those are, phase 2 is going to be a struggle. This is not about religion. This is about having faith in God. And it's a real daily decision that you have to make. You have to make a decision that you want to change, but you have to have that real conversation with God. Otherwise, it isn't going to work. You're going to continue to stay in the storm. And I know it's tough. I experienced it, but having back to phase 1 and then phase 2, do the same thing. Continue to have your raw conversations with God. And lastly, put your face in the good book every single day and help yourself with your anxiety. It truly does help. I'm living proof. Phase 3, year 1 and beyond. Are you going to surrender or are you bitter? A year in, there's 2 roads. Deeper surrender to God and a different kind of peace, or are you bitter and you're quiet with your faith and you stopped expecting anything and you've been doing everything yourself and your situation hasn't improved? Phase 3 is the most important phase and the one no one talks about honestly. The bitterness is the biggest piece. And how you get over the bitterness is just like I explained in phase 2. Have open dialogue with God every single day. Be raw, be emotional, shed tears. It is okay to do that. Whether you do it in the privacy of your house, I do it on walks. There's times I'm walking down a major street and I'm crying because I'm having that open conversation with Him. How badly do you want to change your life? How badly do you want to find peace and purpose and wisdom? This is where rubber meets the road. And sometimes in phase 3, the answer hasn't come yet. You're still fighting through to get the answer. God hasn't given you clarity. And maybe He will do that down the road. I don't know. But the outcome that you're looking for might not be the outcome that God knows that you do not need. God is directing you in a different direction. God closes a door and opens a window. That's where we're at right here. If you're still fighting and trying to do everything yourself in phase 3, it's going to be a lot longer. But you have to surrender. For me, financially, some of the best financial decisions I've ever made it's really come out of being forced to wait and have that open dialogue with God and be able to make decisions over that conversation. Deals have fallen through. This one on Baird Park, it was a blessing in disguise for many reasons. At the time, I didn't realize it, but it was for many reasons. At the time, it looked like punishment, and I was going to be in a very bad position. But as I drew closer to God and I was able to have open conversations with him and have faith that he would get me through this and he would provide, that's when things started to change. A practical move for phase 3: stop waiting for the outcome and start looking for what has already been produced. Identify one thing that is true about you right now, and what would be true if God had answered it in month 1. What's changed from month 1 to now? Have you improved? Have you not improved? I'm hoping you have improved, and you're starting to see that faith does work. It does help you improve as a human. But whatever season you're in, whatever phase you're in, whether it's financial, relationship, health, until you surrender and say, God, I put everything in your hands and I look to you for peace, purpose, and wisdom, not much is going to change. We as humans are imperfect. We sin, and we've got a lot of problems. We are looking for instant gratification, and this is not an instant gratification moment. We have to be patient and really walk through the situation and know that it can get better, but it starts with us in changing. If we don't change, how are we going to draw closer to God and become better Christians, humans, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, all of that? Start making it about the impact that you make in the world, and your problem becomes smaller and goes away, and God will guide you in the right direction. I don't know what month you're in. Maybe you're still in the first 90 days and you're holding on. Maybe you're in the 6th month and you're exhausted. Or maybe you've been waiting over a year and you are closer to bitterness than you want to admit. I just want you to hear this. The waiting is not a sign that God has forgot you. It is evidence that what He is building in you requires more time than you thought. The things worth having always do. Please drop a comment below and tell me what phase you are in right now. I read every one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys on the other side. If you've been in the waiting room, there's something God might already be speaking to you about your finances right now. Most people miss it because they are focused on what they are waiting for, that they do not hear what God is asking them to do right now. The next video is going to show you 5 signs that God is calling you out of debt in this season. If even one of those signs is true for you, you need to watch it before you do anything else. It is right here.